Thank you all for being here. Uh, uh, Salma and Volga are powerhouses when it comes to writing. In Volga writes in Telugu, Salma in Tamil, and they are very well-known novelists and poets. The books we are discussing today are Salma's The Dark Hours of the Night, translated anew and published this year, the last year, and Volga's On the Bank of Pampa. And the concerns in both these novels are vastly different. Volga's novel On the Banks of Pampa deals with, it's an adaptation of the Ramayana, but through that it speaks of our so-called civilized society and what that means, you know, and what are the effects of it on us as human beings, on the natural world, and many other issues. Salma's novel, which was her debut novel, goes into the interior lives of women in a Muslim community in a village in Tamil Nadu. So as I mentioned, the concerns, the themes, style-wise, both of them write very differently. But if I can find a connecting thread to both of these novels, I would look at societal rules that have been created and how that ends up creating hierarchies, that create inequalities, that create oppression for people. I would like to, if I may begin with you, Salma. Your novel, it was written about 2 decades ago, and if I can give you a quick summary of it, it's the protagonist is this young prepubescent girl called Rabia, and she's carefree, and but through the novel, as we experience the lives of people around her, particularly the women around her, you see the life that she may end up having, you know, so that that feeling of being carefree is that small freedom which might soon be snatched away. There are questions of, when it comes to women, there are child marriages, forced marriages, taboos, women being mistreated and abused at every stage. Salma, if I can go back to you when you first wrote the novel, you know, so you'd been writing poetry before that. You'd been also publishing poetry secretly at that point. A lot of the novel has come from your own experiences of life, you know. So if we could revisit that time and how you came to write the novel.
Good morning to all of you. When I was young, I had tried to write poetry. That poetry collection came out without knowledge my family, because my society, the small village we living that time, we could not write. Women should not get education or should not go out. They should not write also, because everything is sin. Then I was secretly writing my poetry, and the collection came out without my pen name. That time my real name is Rajati. But once my poem published in the magazine, people, the postman gave to the magazine someone. that the people, they open the magazine, my name is mentioned, Salma write poet, this poem. And after that, everybody shocking. In the whole village shocked about my writings. The poem is more emotional. It's against women. Women are, it's about women rights. They could not tolerate. Then after a lot of criticism and people hated me also. Then after the marriage, I faced the same kind of problem with my husband family. That women should carry the family's honor. Always happen, no? Why she is writing something, the family honor will go, no? That's why the people, my husband family also, they not supported for my writings. Then I changed my name Salma. That time only I took my pen name Salma. I continue my writing without knowing my family. I published my poetry collection. Nobody knows I published my poetry collection. Everybody is praised the poems because that poems very emotional, and it's the language also very close to everyone. The people, the lyrical poems that my whole life, not my own life, but that women in my village, what kind of life they have, I wrote poetry. After some time, I wanted write stories. Stories means novel. When I living that community, I have some kind of awareness about my life, and awareness about the rights of women. But the people, they have enjoyed the life. Women, they are suffered a lot. Doesn't care about that. But they suppressed. Sometimes they are sitting in the house in the uh, marriage time or death time. Somebody death house, the people, they will are sitting there. They will talk about their desires, how they are interesting on something and new life, and love, sexual desire, everything. Then I thought, why I should not write poetry, novel, because I heard a lot of stories from the women. Then I started write my novel. At that time, I wanted to write everything. I don't want to hide anything. Whatever, what happened here, why the women are getting a lot of pain, why they are suppressed, what they wanted, why the some society not allowing them, name of the religion, not religion, because the religion never stopped education for our community. Women, we can get education, but they are not ready to give the education. They named religiously, they are telling this is, women should not go out, they should not get education. These kind of issues I wanted, right? That I thought small novel will come, but it's long, very near 600 pages. After that, I was in younger, from my childhood I started, my memory, I started that novel from my childhood. That after that novel published, I had a lot of problem, because first Muslim women wrote novel. Everybody knows I was the author. Then politically it was very strong. I criticized everything, society and male-dominated society and the village and the families and the name of the religion, everything I wanted or criticized. I wrote everything openly. But I wrote in my only one word, I, I wrote this novel, this is first and last novel, but I don't want to write more. But no one ask anything. I won't reply to anyone. I don't want to reply anyone because I know I will get trouble. But I faced a lot of problems. Criticism and fundamentalist from my society. family also getting trouble, and life threatening also I got. Then my family said, you should not go out, you have to hide inside the home. My father always worried about me. The people, they are magazines, they are named me, she is Indian Taslima Nasreen. The magazines they are published. I was worried about that. When I go out, I am really afraid about that. Anyone can attack. That was the
So
novel.
when you wrote it, was it like a catharsis of thoughts to just kind of put all the
Yes.
experiences down on paper? Okay.
When I was written this novel, only few notebooks I bought. My family, without knowing my family, I wrote inside of the room. Whole time I was put in the inside of the saris, in the because my husband can get it, you know. Then it's a long three, 2 years I wrote it, this novel. But all the time I hid it inside the bureau, inside the saris. And after finish the novel, I wanted publish because how can I send it to publisher? I don't know. I could not travel anywhere. I have to send my manuscript without knowing anyone. But I am afraid about it, by courier. I could send it, but it will be lost. I could not get it. No, so many problems. Then I spoke with my publisher. He said, I will send a person, staff from the publishing house. Then he came from near Kerala, that publishing house. They came and get it from my, without knowing my family. Then I sent it. After that, the novel published. But the publishing time also has a problem. When there that printing press, that time not the digital printing press, they have to every single word they will arrange. No, that time the people they're afraid about that. No, these words are very they don't sexual things are there. We could not publish this because of we could not work on this novel because we will get trouble. That printing press also refused to work on that novel. Uh, yeah.
I want to quickly move on to Volga. Volga's novel On the Banks of the Pampa, it's an adaptation of a story from the Ramayana. And adapting from the epics is not new to Volga. This is not the first time she's done that, and particularly the Ramayana. She's visited it in several of her works before. While this particular book is an adaptation of the Ramayana, the concerns in the novel are so very urgently contemporary. They deal with environmental laws very, very powerfully. They talk about our civilizational values, you know, about power, about politics. And when one reads this novel, you are, you are talking about, you can relate it to what's going on right now in many ways. Volga, I just wanted to understand why, how you felt, because the issues are so contemporary. So why the Ramayana? You know, so how did that fit in as a vehicle to express your ideas?
Thank you, Elizabeth. The concerns are very contemporary, like you say, environment, power, politics, state oppression, prisons, and so many things. But I choose the story from an epic Ramayana because when I wrote this novel or any of my works, I want my readers quickly relate to the story and to the point of view. So when I choose the character of Sabari in this novel, I think the readers will quickly connect with her, quickly relate with her, and very eager to know what Sabari spoke to Rama when she met her. That is one simple reason to take that. And it is not a new phenomena to read telling of the epics. It is not modern thing also. From the ancient times, the epics, the stories from the epics were taken and with a few changes, they were written as plays, as novels or poems. For example, if we take Kalidasa, he took a story from Mahabharata and wrote a play, very beautiful and powerful play called Abhignana Sakuntala. In Abhignana Sakuntala, Kalidasa, why he took the story? If you ask Kalidasa, the contemporary issue is important for Kalidasa. What is the contemporary issue? As I think, in the original Mahabharata story of Shakuntala and Dushyanta, Dushyanta was a liar. The king is a liar. He outrightly told that I don't know Shakuntala before. But Kalidasa changed that and created an incident that a Maharshi called Durvasa gave a curse to Shakuntala that your beloved husband will forget you. So that story can save Dushyanta from being a liar. So what is the need for Kalidasa means, at the time of Kalidasa, the king should be truthful. The king will be truthful. The king is the, now he is the god-like thing. Oh, he can't lie. So he want to establish that, the truthfulness of the king Dushyanta. So I think he changed that. Like that, the Bhasa wrote Pratima play with Bharata. He is also taken a story from Ramayana and how Bharata felt after Rama was sent to Vanavasa. So many ancient writers and so many modern writers take the story from the epics and retold them for the contemporary issues, to establish contemporary issues or concerns. Another underlying thing, when a writer take an epic story, it is something very deeply rooted, because there is a relation between history and literature. I think we all know that there is a relation between history and literature. The content, for that relation, the content is not very important. The content may be an epic content, a contemporary content, a folk, a myth, anything. The content is not important, but what is contemporarily important political or social issues, how the writer puts them is the crux of the relation between history and literature. So,
Was it difficult to do, to bring these connections together in your novel?
what?
Was it difficult to bring these connections together in your novel?
No, it's not at all difficult, because the nature of literature, the very nature and maybe the law or rule of the literature is, whatever story you wrote or whatever story you take, that definitely brings the contemporary issues into your novel. Every novel or every writing possesses some history in it. So the contemporary issues will become later the history, and literature represents history, and history search for proofs uh, in literature. So that connection and relation is there. So by that connection, by the nature of the literature itself, these concerns came into my novel. When I write the story of Sabari, all these issues come so very easily. Because Sabari, as a tribal woman, cannot avoid talking these issues in that time. Yes, this is my novel is the critique of present day society.
Yeah, I felt that about both your novels, actually, so they are both critiques, and they are notes on this, notes of dissent. They seem like protest novels, so Salma, I just wanted to ask you, do you see writing and publishing, you are in politics as well, so you will see action and change, social change from another's perspective, from the political perspective as well as that of a writer. So do you see your writing affecting social change, So, so for instance, if we go into this novel, so Rabia, that carefree girl of who you wrote about in 2004, if you were writing the novel now, would she have been a different character, different personality with a different life? Do you see these 20 years having made a change? And do you see your own writing having made a valuable change?
One more thing, this novel wrote a few years before. That time I faced a problem. Politically, when I was an assembly candidate, from the prominent party DMK. That time, Muslim fundamentalist people, they are taking this novel to campaign against me. They are every mosque they went, every Muslim's home they went. She wrote these kind of stories. We should not support her. Then they against me, campaign against me. I lost only 1,000 votes. Now 6-7 months before, I nominated as a Rajya Sabha MP from my party. That time, same kind of campaigning started again. We thought the society is changing. The change is happening, but nothing changed. That is the real issue. The people, they don't want to change because they wanted slaves. Women should be slave for the men. That is the main issue. They maybe 2 months they continuously criticized me in this novel again and again. Really, sometimes I felt very sad. Now, in the Rabia is a symbol, I thought. Rabia is a symbol. Still, Rabias are there. They could not live their life. They are men behind on them. They don't want to give the opportunities. They don't want to do anything. Recently, one woman, last week, one woman, she wore barda with Barda, she did some TikTok or something. She posted in the video in the social media. Now she is getting trouble. Lot of criticism is going on. People always watching women. This Rabia, now I continue my, everybody when the novel, people read the novel, the people asking me, what happened to Rabia? What happened to Ahmad? Then I wanted write what happened to them. Now I finished my second part of this novel. It's after 20 years, the life of women, the society, nothing changing. It's very, very difficult life they have. But maybe that life is better than this. Because education, they are getting little bit education now. Women are getting education, but the freedom, what about the freedom? Freedom is always a dream for the women in this country, because they are always dominated and suppressed from the society and family and the male dominated society, and in the men in the family. Everybody is wanted, women should be suppressed. They have to be at home. They don't want, they don't have voices to raise. This issue is maybe in how many decades it will take time to change. But that novel, my second part, issues are changed now. Issues are different now. That time is different issues. Now the issues are changed. I wrote about the triple talaq issue also inside in the story. But it will be, again, it will be difficult to, I will get that criticism and same kind of problem, I think so. It's always, writers, we don't have freedom to write everything. We always think about the people, think about the religion, think about the society. So many issues are there in this country, but we have to care about our writing. Perumal Murugan faced a lot of problems. He is not a Muslim. But this is, so many writers in Tamil Nadu, they faced problems because of their writings. That is caste system also we have. That caste system created problem the writers. This is our, this is happening in this time also.
Volga, when it comes to your novels, I think the women characters have a sense of agency as in them. I want to talk about your choice of Sabari as a protagonist of this novel. You mentioned that in Valmiki Ramayana, there are only 4 shlokas which speak about her. You know, so this entire, she's known as this ardent devotee of Rama. And, but in your telling of the story, there's also, as I discovered, I feel, you know, the Rama that she waited for many years, you know, the Rama of her imagination, turned out to be very different from the person she ended up meeting. So if you could kind of dwell a bit on your choice of Sabari as the protagonist to tell your story. Why did you choose Sabari, and how did this come about, and how did you reimagine her from how we've known of her mythically?
Sabari, a tribal woman in Ramayana, projected as a devotee of Rama, was described only in 4 or 5 slokas in Valmiki Ramayana. But people across the country love Sabari. We all have imagined an old woman waiting for someone, longing for someone to see. in her old age with lot of devotion. That character is a very, very impressive. That was told in other folk tales, in songs, in films also. That character is there, very much alive, though Valmiki wrote only 4 slokas. But why Valmiki wrote only 4 slokas? And in Aranyakanda, he described the forest, all 400 or 500 slokas. And in that forest, a lone woman waiting for Rama was described only in 4 slokas. Why? That question bothered me. Why didn't Valmiki told who Sabari was? Why she is waiting for Rama? Because there is nothing to tell that she knew Rama before. And Rama is also very new to that place. He is searching for his wife. After Ravana abducted Sita, Rama and Lakshmana are searching for Sita and are roaming around that forest. In that forest, Sabari is waiting. Who told about Rama? How Sabari knew about Rama? Rama didn't do any great things before meeting Sabari. He didn't even meet Hanumanta, that is Hanumanta or Sugriva or anybody. Hanumanta didn't know about Rama. But how Sabari knew about Rama? That was the question bothered me, and I imagine that Sabari want to see Rama because he left his kingdom. When the kings are quarreling for power, when the kings are doing wars for establishing expanding their kingdoms, Rama easily left his throne and came to the forest. That point may attract Sabari. Because Sabari, as a tribal woman, may experience the harassment of the civilized people, the kings who occupied forests, deforested and occupied the land and make the tribals' life a miserable. Pictured them as uncivilized people, want to civilize them, and the citizenship the tribals have in their kingdoms, all these things Sabari may experienced. So all these questions bothered her, and she has her own philosophy. Her impressions about knowledge is different. She, jnana means knowledge. Ajnana means opposite of the jnana. So she has her own opinion of what is jnana. Is the civilized people really knew jnana or knowledge? Is this civilization helping the human life or the nature? The nature has to be protected. Everything from small creature to man, human beings, everything in nature is important. We have to protect because we are human beings and because we have many powers. We have to be more responsible to nature, towards nature. That is the philosophy of Sabari. So when Rama met Sabari, she told her philosophy to Rama, but for her own disappointment, Rama didn't understand that philosophy. He was an Aryan king. He has his own Rajadharma. He has his own civilized philosophy. He want to expand the kingdom into Dakshinapada, southern part of India. Because of that intention only, he is coming to the Dakshina in the mission of, in an excuse of Vanavasa. So all the things Sabari told, he didn't understand. And Sabari was very much disappointed. And the story ends with the disappointment of Sabari.
I want to thank so much. We have very little time, but I do want to bring in the audience as well. And if I could, if anyone has a couple of questions, I would be very happy to take them. Otherwise, we can carry on talking. Do let me. Yeah. If
Hello, ma'am. To Volga, ma'am, I want to ask, like, when you write about an adaptation of an epic, which is like generally very popular, like the Ramayana or Mahabharata, and when you change the narrative, or like you flip the narrative to make, let's say, a good character show some negative part in that good character, aren't you scared of the like pushback? Like, because people generally think that a good character is always good. They idolize them or like whatever. So aren't you scared of that pushback when you write an entire novel on something like that? Thank you.
No, I am not scared because the questions I raised in this novel are very genuine, very needful to today's society, and someone should ask those questions, and the questions are asked, but no negative shade of anyone. Rama is also helpless. He is an Aryan king. He was trained in Arya Dharma, in Raja Dharma. So he didn't know anything about other kind of issues. So when Sabari asked, he was non-pal. So I didn't scare. Maybe there are problems. But if you read the novel deeply, the questions I raised was very problematic. Maybe some consequences will be there. But as a writer, we have to tell truth. We have to critique the present day society for its uncivilized ways, which is called very civilized ways. So we have to face, the writers has that courage or that determination to tell the truth.
I want to tell one more thing. Yes, when I wrote the stories of women, that people against me, they telling something, I wrote lies. Only for the popularity, she is writing all the lies. They don't want to accept the truth. But as a writer, we have to write what we are seeing, anything, and injustice, we have to write. That is our job, no?
We can take one last question, if we could take it from her.
Good morning, ma'am. My question is for Volga, ma'am. Ma'am, I took your work, Liberation of Sita, as my primary work in research.
We can't hear you.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Apeksha. I took your work, Liberation of Sita, as primary work for my research. So where did the idea come from that women should be together if they want to be strong against the society? Is it your personal experience, or are there any regional Telugu stories regarding it? Because all the characters you took are from Ramayana, but the idea was phenomenal. So thank you for that, and what was your inspiration?
Yes, in Liberation of Sita, the sisterhood is the main important thing because feminist sisterhood is a very good, very good idea for women, I think. And it's my personal experience. And in the society, always the brotherhood was glorified. Apurva Sahodara, that means matchless brotherhood, is always project Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, Pancha Pandava, Dharmaraja, Arjuna, Bhima. All the brotherhood was glorified like anything, but women were projected as enemies, as sisters-in-laws, as mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. They were like enemies. It was projected and their animosity was glorified. So instead of that, we, women, should glorify the sisterhood. We always help each other. We always be together. We understand each other. But that was never talked about. So I want to make a point that sisterhood is always there. Always there from epic times to contemporary times. And that sisterhood, we have to give value. We have to make it a thing that women should realize that we are for each other. Everywhere, every group was given the message of unity, except women. But we should unite. Women also should unite as sisters, as mothers, and as women. There are differences of caste, race, all those things. But we have to realize that these inequalities should be gone. We should demolish these inequalities only with our sisterhood. That was my opinion.
I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to thank both of you as well, not just for being here and for having this discussion, but for what you have written and what you are writing. And I really look forward to reading more of you. I would urge all of you as well to perhaps start with these two books.
Get the novels and read it, send a feedback. We have to support people, no? My next novel is on the way. After this support of people, I have to get published.
Thank you.